Hello, my name is Romain Collat and I would like to present you my project for the IBM Advanced Data Science Capstone course. The topic is predicting the occurrence of a pneumonia from chest X-ray pictures. I will first describe the use case and the dataset used for this project. The problem we are trying to tackle is a classification problem where we want to classify an image, a chest X-ray, as normal or pneumonia. It could have many important applications like pre-diagnosis, prioritization of patients before seeing a doctor, etc., etc. We will be training a machine learning model to classify the images, which have a JPEG format, from a dataset of labeled pictures. The dataset is a group of zip folders containing 5,856 JPEG images from research done by the scientists listed below, which I can use freely for my project under the license CC BY 4.0, which is described in the link at the bottom of the slide. The label of the image is the name of folder they are saved in. I first shuffled the dataset and split it into three sets: 20%, which is 1,171 images, to test the final model on unseen data, and the remaining 80% to train the model, split into 72%, or 4,216 images, to effectively train the models, and 8%, 469, for validation during the training, meaning to optimize hyperparameters of the model. I converted the images, which were both gray and color, as well as multiple size, into gray 128 by 128 pixel images. Then, used a traditional machine learning algorithm as well as a deep learning algorithm. The traditional algorithm consisted on a principal component analysis to reduce the dimensions from 128 by 128, which is 6,384 dimensions, to 200 dimensions, then applying a SVM algorithm to classify the images. We reached an accuracy around 94% on the test data. The best results were achieved with a convolutional neural network where, after trying different architectures and hyperparameters, like optimizers to minimize the loss or regularization to reduce overfitting, we achieved around 96.8% accuracy on both validation data as well as unseen test data, meaning our algorithm achieved good generalization. The neural network is as follows: a batch size of 32 with a number of epochs of 60, architecture convolution layers followed by dense layers. In terms of optimizer, we used RMS prop, then ADAM, then SGD, and a regularization was dropout as well as L1 and L2 penalties. Accuracy and validation data was 96.88 and on test data 96.75%. Now let's dig in more details of the different steps of the project. During the initial data exploration, I found out that the unzipped file consisted of JPEG images split into a normal and pneumonia folder, which will be what we use as label, 0 being normal and 1 for pneumonia. The images had random format, both grayscale and RGB, red, green, and blue. The images size ranked from 5 kilobit to 2.5 megabit, with the distribution as per below, where we see the majority is concentrated around 100 kb, so around 330 by 330 pixels. The labels are unevenly distributed, with 73% of pneumonia and only 27% normal images. We will not address this uneven distribution. Then, we loaded the images on the disk and converted them into fixed format, 128 by 128 and one channel, meaning grayscale. I used the scikit image library to do this. I then ran a principal component analysis on the reformatted images and kept the first 200 components. I tried as well 150 or 300 components, but it found out that 200 was the right balance between accuracy and overfitting. Then I saved the clean data on IBM Cloud Object Storage for better scalability of the project. In terms of architecture, I used IBM Watson Studio to run notebook running Python 3.6. I used IBM Cloud Object Storage for saving data, models, and results. For image loading and transformation, I use the scikit image library in Python. For the traditional machine learning algorithm, I use scikit-learn for both principal component analysis and support vector machine algorithm. For the deep learning algorithm, used TensorFlow 2.3 with TensorFlow.keras libraries. And for the model deployment, Watson Machine Learning Python client. Now let's look at the traditional machine learning algorithm. After projecting our image on the first 200 principal components, we run a support vector machine algorithm to classify our data. 200 principal components was a good balance between accuracy and overfitting. After hyperparameter optimization, I chose a regularization parameter of 1.05 and a kernel coefficient gamma of 0.0015. We can see that the false positive are slightly higher than the false negative on the training data, with 3.5% false positive and 2.4% false negative. I reached 96.75% accuracy on the training data and 94.45% on the test data. It shows a bit of overfitting, but it is still a decent performance for a relatively light model. Now, let us look at the deep learning algorithm. I have used TensorFlow 2.3 with the integrated Keras library. I chose a traditional convolutional neural network with some two-dimensional convolution layers first to learn some structure in the image, followed by a couple of dense layers to discriminate features of each category. Note that I have used separable conv2D functions instead of traditional convolution 2D layers for more efficient computation. I also used 50% dropout after the convolution layers, as well as another 50% dropout after the main dense layer to reduce overfitting. I tried different optimizers as well as different regularization techniques to tune this network, which we will see in the few next slides. Here, we can see the performance in terms of accuracy and loss on the first 20 epochs of the first version of the algorithm. We can see that the network is learning and not overfitting yet with this setup, which is a ADAM optimizer and no L1, L2 regularization yet. When I was happy with the architecture of the network, I ran different combinations of hyperparameters to decide of the final model. In the tab on this slide, I'm using a batch size of 32 for all the convolutional neural network, CNN, despite trying 16, 64, and 128 as well, but I found that it was the right balance in terms of computation time and precision. The final model is running on 80 epochs, being 20 plus 60, which is a succession of RMS prop optimizer, then L1, L2 regularization with 0.0001 weight for both L1 and L2 penalties, and then ADAM, and finally stochastic gradient descent method with momentum for the remaining 60 epochs. We achieved a validation accuracy of 96.8% and a test accuracy of 96.75% on unseen data. It is a good generalization power of the model. We have as well measured that this number was stable when we are splitting the test data into 3 subsets. In conclusion, we found 2 decent models with reasonable computing needs for the training, both for the support vector machine as well as for the convolutional neural network. For the convolutional neural network, we achieved as well very limited overfit based on our unseen test data. Further steps would be build a deeper network with more adaptive learning, for instance, ADAM first, then SGD plus momentum with adaptive learning rate and regularization coefficients, or leverage on pre-existing network to transform and extract features from our image with already trained network, then learning only the classification through one dense layer, or scale-up precision, meaning we start with what we have learned on a 128 by 128 image and then train a neural network on a 256 by 256 image where we use as input what we have learned on a smaller image. Thank you.